Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This is a ladder match on Fields of Thunder V2 between ThomasHiatt and the blue playing the UEF here, and Turbo2. He is also UEF and he is in the red. I guess there was a Turbo before him, so he's the second one. I don't remember the first one. ThomasHiatt using his real name as an online alias. It's not really an alias then, I guess. It's just your name. Or maybe it's a double fake and it's not actually his real name, in which case it is an alias. Either way, it's ThomasHiatt to us, and that's all that matters. The map, Fields of Thunder. Lots and lots of mass here. Let's just do the reclaim counter thing. 40k. 40k mass. And given that subcom is a bit Warhammer 40k-esque, that seems appropriate. Hydrocarbon from Turbo. He's going to walk to the Hydro after his mexes. Thomas walks the Hydro, but he builds a Pigeon. That is really the only difference at the minute between the build orders. After the Hydra's done, this guy's going to leave. Start grabbing all these rocks. There's a lot of rocks here. Very important for your opening build order, and you have to manually reclaim these rocks thanks to these cacti. These tiny little cacti that are everywhere, and they take a very long time to reclaim. So if you just patrol or attack move here, it's going to take a long time to actually get the useful reclaim. So both players are going to grab some of that. And if you can actually what? Alright. Strategically placed wall section here to block any shots from... No, I'm just talking shit here. I have no idea why you would build a wall there. Wait, did he reclaim the wall? No, I just couldn't see it on the minimap anymore. Bomber from Turbo, second air bomber, third air bomber from ThomasHiatt. So we're gonna have bombers on either side. Turbo's coming sooner though. And looks like Thomas has maybe a better... Well, he has a higher score, but less mass. He certainly has more factories. I mean, look at this. Thomas already finishing this factory. He has 3 here. Oh, he paused the bomber when it's almost finished. That's not good. Probably a problem that he's building multiple factories in places. It's going to cost a lot of his power. And this bomber is going to get these 2 engineer kills to start off with. Nice. Oh, dodge. Oh, the split. Epic dodge there from Thomas. Both engineers still lose health. Oh, he might lose 2 here. Just 1. That's still 3 important engineer kills. The bomber comes out for ThomasHiatt. It's going to immediately get taken out. And another engineer gets killed. Nice stuff from Turbo so far. That's quite good for him. And in the north, looks like Thomas getting a very nice raid here. Getting some kills, killed an engineer. No expansion here for Turbo then. And very few tanks. Another bomber. 2 more engineers go down. And actually he killed an engineer over here as well. We get another drop. Where did that anti-air go? Oh, here it is. And oh, that's just wasted on a mech, and the Inti takes it down. Another bomber here again. So just so many bombers from Turbo, but very few tanks and factories. And even though he slowed down the building of these factories by killing all of that build power in the base, he still behind in terms of units. He is ahead in power though, and that's could end up being more important. This bomber gets taken out before it can kill this engineer. Good kill from ThomasHiatt there. So Thomas still has a bit more mass. He's done a better job getting reclaim, I guess. Yeah, look, there's still actually significant rocks here that were not grabbed. And so Thomas 500 mass ahead. Thomas ACU arrives in middle. Turbo looks like he had a lack of build power maybe in his base and had to really spend a lot of time building with his ACU. But this power difference is important, because without the power he can't use the mass. And he's going to get a decent amount of reclaim. Oh, looks like Thomas is going to lose his air here. Potentially. "17 tanks is all Turbo has. Thomas at 25. Factories wise, we have just about 8 now. 8 land factories. 7 for Turbo. And slight advantage for Thomas. Thomas still big mass lead. And he's taking more with his commander. And the bombers are not really doing much damage anymore. That's a radar taken down. Ooh, this anti-air is so beefy now. 467 HP. Jesus. Triple vet. No mechs upgrades, and actually the first thing we see in terms of tech is T2 land for Turbo. Right now it looks like he definitely wants to take out this factory. This engineer that was almost bombed earlier on survived long enough, took a mechs and built a factory, and he's going to try steal mass using this factory. There's a lot of mass in this area, which should be Turbo's, and this generally is ThomasHiatt's. So stealing some of this off your opponent, very important. So do either of these players really have the build power to spend their fucking mass? No. Struggles. So we see the full mass bar happens, and Turbo does what any self-respecting eco-whore would do and starts upgrading mexes. Well, a self-respecting eco-whore probably wouldn't let themselves get to a full mass bar. Here come the pillars. So that's going to be a nice advantage for Turbo, and actually still have no upgrades for Thomas. It's all T1 so far, top to bottom. More bombers, and I feel like these bombers are getting less and less useful here. Now we have a lot of inties killing these bombers, and I think with this group of tanks, Turbo will be able to get rid of this factory. It's going to leave a bit of reclaim for him as well. But Thomas has total mid control. This entire crater is now empty of mass, and he has control of this, so he can take this. While he has control of this, he should be sucking up all this mass, and then later on can focus on taking the rest of this. And maybe he can also get some raids off, because now this is Turbo's only reclaim he has access to. So if you can cut this off for a long time, then you're gonna starve Turbo out. And maybe, oh, he's paused at 76% mass extractor. Let's see. Definitely want to get those finished. All these P-gens on the side of the factory are really bad for pathfinding. Makes it difficult for units, and so he has all these P-gens in the way, and then he also has units basically blocking all the gaps between the P-gens. So yeah, put the engineers over here, I guess, and be a lot better. All the pillars taking their time getting to the front, and still a lot of T1. I mean, there should be. Oh, now we have a support factory coming up. Usually you want to start the support factory as soon as T2 land is up. You want to be deciding, do I need support factories? And a lot of the time getting another support factory straight after the HQ is a good idea. Quite a lot of the time, because you want to transition out of making T1 tanks basically with any faction once you have your T2 land. Now there is a question on a lot of maps, how many support factories you want to invest into and things like that, but generally just the HQ is well, it's not the common option. T2 PGen coming up now, that's going to be very important in this game. We have some eco, gonna have a T2 PGen versus no mexes, and where's T2 land? Here it is. Looks like we don't have many pillars out, maybe one or two. This attack down the left here did not yield many results, and ultimately I think it was a waste of units. There were some pillars in there. On the right now, we've had some significant fighting here, a lot of reclaim left, and looks like Thomas wants to try and attack here, but there's already 2 PDs. Now they're really in terrible spots because they're on the mountain. It's not a good place. If you had them on the front of the mountain, then they could shoot stuff, but right now he could just walk up here and the PDs do absolutely nothing. But his ACU is in the area. More pillars coming out, and actually another T2 mechs coming. Now we have T2. So he started the gun and then cancelled the gun and wanted to go for T2 instead. Not sure why, but that's the decision he made. T2 is quite good on this map because you actually have mass to put into PDs and things like that, and you want to be able to defend against TML. Oh my goodness. Well, T2 ACU isn't going to help here. Oh no, there's the TMD. There's the T2 PGen significantly in front of it. And let's see. And it lands. And it's completely gone. I have TMD, says Turbo. Behind your shit, says Thomas. Exactly right. You do have to build it in front. He's going to build it in the same place again. He could build it behind the TMD at this point, like back here maybe, but no, the exact same position where it can be TML'd again. This is not a great move, and he actually has to cancel the gun now again because he has no power to fund that. You can see he was able to assist his T2 upgrade heavily and get it quickly. That's a strange TMD. Again, that's not, it doesn't protect anything. I mean, if the TML's here, what's behind this TMD? There's just nothing. Very strange. But yeah, without the gun now, he's going to be a lot less dangerous. If he hadn't lost that T2 PGen, he would have the gun right now, and Thomas would probably be completely fucked. If we look at Thomas now, he has a lot of T1 here. Still has like 100 T1 tanks, and he has about 20 pillars. What do we have for Turbo? Well, he only has 20 pillars actually, and 22 tanks, so Thomas should be, well, he's kind of missing a trick. He has room now. He could try to do damage, but he could also just sit on the units, and he could use that to keep the mid-map control that he has. As you can see, he has some extra mechs in the middle, and then just sort of not scale his production too much, pause this T1 shit, end the T1 production, and then just focus on making mexes, and of course TMD to protect the mexes. But without eco, the game is going to become difficult as it moves forward. As it becomes difficult to replace his army. How much mass does he have left in terms of reclaim? You can see Turbo, there's still quite a lot of reclaim over here that Turbo could take. And honestly, Thomas has a decent amount here. But this T1 production is quite disgusting. So many strikers being built, and they're just not that good. He needs a lot more Lobos instead, and pillars. and an economy. He has a significant total mass advantage, but right now when he has a big... Oh, he's just losing his units now to this gun commander without having his own gun commander on the front. And his gun commander is not going to have T2. He doesn't have time to make any other upgrade. He needs to get into the fight now and stop fighting units versus commander and units. The formation, I have to say, is also extremely bad. The units are so spread out that the vast majority of them are not doing anything. And this commander is just going to get vet, going to become more powerful. You can see the pillars doing well, staying alive, letting the commander do a lot of the work. And now, well, this needs to just kite away. And there's not that many pillars here for Thomas. And we have about 20, but there's no commander. The commander's so far back, doing nothing, while all of his units are being committed to a battle that is ultimately doomed. And this is probably game losing right here, honestly. You can't... Oh, just committed every unit he had to a fight without using his gun commander. He's now using his gun commander to build a T2PD, still committing all of his units in. Every single one. All, and oh, look at all the pillars that are appearing out of the fog of war here. He does not realize that Turbo actually does have an army. Turbo, 17 pillars right now. A commander with 2 vet levels, so 38 per second regen. No, 3 vet levels, T2 and gun, and a huge amount of mass on his side of the map. Let's look, 15,000 reclaim here. And Turbo getting his own T2PDs up to try and control the reclaim field. I mean, there's no way he can really lose control of this. Look at all of these dead pillars. There's so much mass here. And Thomas with a massive overcommitment there, honestly. That was... His commander still has not even fought anything. Oh. And now Turbo is in the driving seat. Because there's no way to deny the reclaim that's been left, because it's just so close to Turbo's base. MML is coming out now to take out the T2PDs at the front. And Turbo just needs to increase build power, actually make use of this mass. And then once he has the units, he can start moving out again, try to take back his map control. Has a decent air force as well, so he can't be too scared of air. ThomasHiatt, let's see, what's he have? Oh, we have some bombers coming in. What are they? They're aiming for TMD. Is he actually gonna kill both of them? No, there's no way he kills both TMDs, surely. Surely not. Oh, they died. Where are the TMLs? And what's he aiming at? Is it gonna launch? What's is the TML just simply not launching? It looks like it has a target. It has 1 missile loaded, and it's not launching. It looks like it's in launch mode as well. Okay, that's quite strange. Thomas now moving in again. Wants to take a fight. Turbo is... Well, he looks low on HP, but it's just because his max HP is so huge. He had 6.5k there. Finally got his 4th vet level up to 11k now. More regen for him. ThomasHiatt has less HP. Only a single vet level. And again, no T2. That means less HP, less regen, no ability to make PDs. And where's the eco? Still no eco from ThomasHiatt. It's all in T1, no economy. Now we have 21 pillars. Turbo probably has more at this point. 32 pillars now. Still 10,000 mass on screen for him to take. Almost all of it on his side. Some of it being robbed by Thomas. He's doing his best to try and take it. But a lot of it is never going to be his. Good MMLs as well, taking out the T2PD. Ensuring it's not really able to do much. More suicides of units here. And this TML never fired. I don't think it ever fired. That looks like a quite... Oh, maybe... Maybe it's got to do with the intel he has on the building or something. I'm not sure. But the fight at the front, ThomasHiatt now still fighting valiantly with his gun commander, and actually Turbo slightly out of position. His units are to the left, his commander to the right, and Thomas can take a lot of shots on the pillars. It looked like maybe he was going to try and come in and surround. I thought these were all pillars, but actually there's a lot of strikers in here. So there wasn't really much danger to Turbo, and he's actually just gotten his 5th vet level, maximum vet, ACU, 8,000 mass killed, 17,500 HP. That is a scary ACU. Thomas trying to catch up in the vet levels himself. He was a late starter though. And now T2PDs, 3 of them at the front of the base for Turbo, which means he can actually make this move. He doesn't have to be completely afraid for his base here on this side because he has defenses. And on the right he's trying to move out, do some damage. He has so much more HP than Thomas, he can really abuse that, but he is giving away quite a lot of tanks here and actually leaving them in places where Thomas can potentially take them. He is successfully pushing back here though. PD is going down, Sparky goes down, and that means we won't see any more defenses here at the front. And Turbo could potentially keep pushing and go for a kill quite soon. Now this PD has done amazing work, honestly. And Thomas dropping low now, actually 2,000 HP. Is Turbo backing out? 1,400 HP. His units come into the front, and damn, Turbo I think could have nabbed a kill there. But Thomas lives, and he still has the opportunity to regain some of those hit points that he lost. Another T2PD goes down. This guy with 1,800 damage. 1,800 mass worth of damage. Fires its last farewell shots against the chest of the ACU before it gets killed by the flapjack missiles. And again, with Thomas pushed back, he loses access to yet more reclaim. Somehow the reclaim count is still in favor of ThomasHiatt. 37k reclaim to 34, and now he's going for nano repair. He has no mass. Oh, finally some eco. Absolutely finally some eco from ThomasHiatt. Turbo 3 T2. Oh, he's going T3 max. He has storage around this boy, and he's going T3 max. Don't pause it. Do not pause it when you have 2,000 mass in the bank. There we go. Does he have some eco manager thing, or is he just pausing things? Hope he doesn't have an eco manager. That would be disappointing. Turbo, one of the players that has improved a lot recently. Become a very good player. on quite a few maps, and especially on ladder. Hopefully he can keep improving, become another top player. It's pretty close already. Thomas finishes that T2 mechs, and you can see he's recycled a lot of T1 factories, which is good for him. Maybe he should have done it a bit sooner. Oh, this looks like a again, I don't understand this. Thomas sending in his tanks, like, just his ACU upgrade just finishes, right? And while his ACU is still standing still, he commits a lot of units forward into a battle against PD's units and the ACU before his ACU even gets to the front and can help. So the ACU has so much HP, and this ACU has the ability to regain a lot of health very quickly thanks to the veterancy it can get. So this unit has to take the damage, not the pillars or the tanks, and you have to coordinate your attack so that the ACU is at the front. It can take some damage, can move back and forth, use the units behind it to defend itself and prevent it getting surrounded and killed. But using your units on a map, you can't commit your units to a fight versus units and an ACU and then just leave your ACU out of the picture. You are going to lose. It's just a terrible micro, really. But now we have a better situation. Thomas getting a lot of free shots now onto the army of Turbo. No shots coming back, except actually this T2PD, which is doing great work. You can see how the mix of units is actually really valuable to have some PDs in here, which prevent the ACU from just taking shots from outer range of the pillars without taking damage. He is going to take damage, and actually he's gotten all of his vets now already. 9,008k. Oh, they've actually killed about the same amount now, which is pretty impressive for Thomas, considering Turbo was doing a lot of damage sooner than Thomas was. And it looks like we're gonna lose this PD. Good MMLs from both players. The TTPDs are not surviving for that long, except these ones back here, and they have done a lot of work actually. So now we have the situation where, well, it seems the game's gone quite even. Still, Thomas has this quite forward position. It's only giving him a few extra T1 mexes, which is, well, actually he has this one as well, so he actually has quite a few T1 mexes. Difficulty is the slower ecoing, and actually this T3 mex must have been done a while now, and that is a big deal. So Turbo has more mass income thanks to that. He has less T1 mexes, but that doesn't really matter to him when he has the T3 mex right there. Also lacking map control, but I feel he could move out. He has 61 pillars, and that's double what Thomas has. Does Turbo even realize the position he is in? It might be time to go for shield. Actually, he has so many P-gens. These two are so far forward. It's quite scary. Imagine an arty drop here. Just some arties from a T1 transport killing all of this power. That would be nasty. It's just a terrible place to build them. So far forward and next to a little drop area. A little cliff. But Turbo could move out. Oh, Jesus. Disgusting. T2 arty being built on this map. And actually T3 land from him as well. T2 arty is a very expensive unit, but with a very significant range. But again, the pillars would do the job 67 pillars versus 37. Oh, he just lost 2 of them. Rip. Over 10,000 mass kill, just moving into range, taking out some pillars, moving back. He's now taking quite a lot of damage from T2PDs, so might be time to fall back. Oh, his TML is under attack from this bomber, and he actually doesn't know that these P-gens are here, so there wouldn't really be any chance of him thinking to drop there if he doesn't know the PDs are there, or the P-gens are. Ouch. God damn, this arty. It's already done 1600 mass worth of damage because these large, tight groups of pillars are completely stationary. Oh. Over 2,000 mass worth of damage. His entire army is going to disappear to a T2 arty, and now the shield. As I suggested, definitely a good decision. It's a graveyard. And now T3 arty as well. Mobile T3 arty. 3,700. Oh, this is not going to end well for ThomasHiatt, I feel. Even the MMLs are doing good damage. Look at this. Thomas moves in again, looking for more damage. Oh, finally some motion from the army. Oh, a lot more units getting murdered. Although I despair that this unit being built has done already immense damage. Oh, headshot on this pillar. Clinical. That is truly disgusting. Oh, I can't even shoot back. Well, okay. Ravager now. Just about in range of a couple T2PDs. Don't know what the purpose of the Ravager is, honestly. It doesn't have mass for it. Only 56 mass income. We have a T1 mechs here. Meanwhile, there's a T3 mechs over here. Gotta get the mechs upgrades going again. Now with the shield comm, we shall see a bit of a push. Is that a Sparky jamming thing? Yes, it is. That the commander is wasting all of his shots on. Not bad. And now Thomas falling back. He has T3 land of his own though. And actually ThomasHiatt is ahead on eco now. He has his own T3 mechs. He's reclaiming some T1 power. I think prematurely. Where's his T2 power? Oh, okay. He's about to finish his T2 P-gen. Hopefully he finishes before he reclaims all of this power. But he only has one engineer doing it. Now a large army of pillars getting in range of him. And actually they retreat. And some T3 arty just dropped directly on his face. We have one T3 artillery, a lot of PDs planned. 2 T3 arties, they're going to melt the T2 army. But we also have several pillars for, not pillars, Percy's for Turbo. 3 of them out already. Might be time to stop the T2 production here. Focus on... Oh, you can see he actually removed some P-gens here, moved the engineers a bit to get a better pathfinding out of the factory. Shields are going to protect somewhat from the T3 artillery, but they're not in the right place. Look at this. See that? 2 shots and the pillars disappear. And now the shield comm comes into contact with the nano comm. and shield is simply superior. So much health on this UEF commander. He is losing his shields though, his mobile shields. Was that a TML that was flying towards? Oh, we have a T2 Arty over here. What is that doing? And a half-built one. If these can be killed, that would be quite painful for ThomasHiatt. And they are going down to T3 Arty. They're in range of this. And actually there were 2 Artys up here, but it looks like one of them has gone down. And that's really bad. That's such a huge waste of mass here. And just look at this, 1400 mass. This one was half built and is now dying. It's going to leave, I don't know if it's going to leave anything actually. But the T3 Arty from Thomas is also doing amazing work. Thinning the pillars. There's not going to be any pillars left soon. But still the Percys will live. Damaged but alive, and they're going to be quite scary for Thomas to deal with. Where's his ACU gone? Here he is. He's trying to get the shield up. He needs to just, well, definitely pause air. He needs the power more than anything else. Can't really even afford this shield, the static shield. Oh, he's going to lose his RT. T3 commanders in, or gun commanders in range. This Percy's being suicided. He's sending all of his units in to try and protect the ACU, but he cancels the upgrade that was halfway complete, and it's going to be very difficult to ever get the shield upgrade now. Accidentally moves his T3 Arties towards the army, unfortunately, and now sending his pillars after the ACU and this Percy army. There's so many Percys, they're all injured but alive, and Thomas has just run out of units. Turbo's shield is not even dropped. He still has 7,000 HP on his shield, and this is the end. This is how it ends. Shots just hitting the ground as well. Very annoying terrain actually here, and a lot of overcharges and just shots from this ACU have been wasted. This bottom expansion is dead. A lot of mass left here, and Turbo does not go for the kill. Turbo is just chilling. He just retreats and doesn't kill him. But why? Is he gonna leave his units over here to get overcharged by the ACU? I mean, I think even probably this shield protecting the Percys would be likely enough to kill the ACU and all these pillars. But now he's gonna risk it that maybe he can miss micro and Thomas will actually clean up the whole army. There is some potential for that, but it seems unlikely. And now he is going after the ACU. Another Percy got overcharged there, but all the pillars are in range. And this will be the end. There's no more vets. And Turbo takes out Thomas. After Thomas definitely had the superior start. So nice comeback from Turbo. I think, well, fighting army without his ACU was the main problem for Thomas. Just overcommitting on units or with his units, and not having his ACU there while he's committing his units was the deciding factor. Left so much reclaim on the side here. I think he was maybe just overconfident in his advantage, in his unit advantage, and paid for it. Nice play from Turbo. Nice defensive play, good ecoing, and in the end grinded it out. Nice use of arties as well. This arty did so much damage, it's actually absurd how much damage it did. And so quickly as well. It took out, I mean, some shots took out 6 or 7 pillars at once, which is truly ridiculous. The arty up on the cliff here, doing amazing work. 4,300 mass worth of kills here. Of damage. Brutal. And of course the ACU. 13,000. Many kills on his bloody hands. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this cast, and I hope you'll tune in for the next one. I'll see you soon.